All right, I don't think I need that anymore, but I'm going to need my pen. So, those of you that a last minute stream, I just figured I'd do something a little bit different. So, I've always been my brother growing up. So I'm going to tell a little story, and we'll give maybe a few people a chance to pop in here. I've always been a fan of Sherlock Holmes and things like that. Now, if anybody saw the BBC series, it was just it's tremendous with twists and turns and all those other fun things that happen. But my brother was the big Sherlock Holmes guy growing up, and I never got it until I got older. Miss Funny Bunch, how are you? Hey, first time attending a live. I can't wait to see. Steph, how you doing? Monster X, good to see you. So anyways, I try to include everybody. Now listen, here's the thing that we're going to do. I'm doing this on StreamYard, so if some of you want to pop in, let me know and help maybe solve this case. All right, we're going to take it to a certain point and then we'll cut it, and then we'll come back and do the second half, but we can always come back and do it. Now, I've been a big, huge fan of Sherlock and things like that. But my brother, like I was explaining, my brother was a huge fan, a ridiculous fan. I want to welcome everybody over on BGG. If you are coming in on Twitch on Rob's Tabletop World, or if you're on Rob's Tabletop World on YouTube, we're streaming this all over the place. Why not try to entertain everybody? It is pouring here. We have a tropical depression to the south of us, and it is pouring beyond belief. So if we lose power, I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do about that. But hey, what are you going to do? Mo said, Mo's Game Table. What's up, brah? Baden Dragon, how are you? What's up, brother? Just tuned in and have you on the TV. Well, thanks for everybody that's showing up. And let's try to have some fun with this. Now, if you played this game before, don't clue us in on the hints. Don't ruin it for everybody. We're going to try to figure this out. I've never played this. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I had gotten Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective. All right, Mo, if you want to come in and help, you're more than welcome to help. And I was very excited about this, but I knew that there were ones before it because one of my closest friends, Tina the board gamer, had started the original Consulting Detective, but she never finished it. And I always wondered, oh, God, if I can get my hands on it. Well, it was hard to get your hands on. Well, I went into a bookstore today, and I found this. So we're going to start with this one here. This was the one that Tina had started, and she did not finish. So in honor of my dear friend Tina, who I haven't heard from in a bit because she's busy with life and stuff like that, we are going to give this a go. And I always forget to fix that one camera there, because you have to shut off the autofocus or you will go mad like I'm doing right now. So just bear with me for a second. So the way this works, I'm gonna read a whole bunch of passages, and you got to listen very intently. Okay, we're gonna start off with the first story, and we're gonna try to run through all 10 at some point. All right. Like I said, I haven't played this. I haven't even tried to play this. There we go. There we go. All's right in the world, right? All right, let's hide that. You think I'd be a little bit more prepared, but I went on this in case somebody wants to pop in. Sure, I'll pop in. Okay, Mo, let me send you a link. So we're going to get Mo in here. He's going to help us. He's going to be our assistant, and maybe we'll have him watch the chat. And we can, I believe we can hold up to 6 people. So we're all going to try to figure this out together. Okay. And we'll do what we can. We'll do what we can. All right. This is the first time I'm trying something like this. God's Poetry Productions copyright. How are you, my friend? How are you? Hope everybody is well. Okay. Let me just go up here and just send Mo a quick message. And we're just going to, all we have to do is do that. Put the M, because we talked to Maurice quite a bit, believe it or not. And we will paste that. And there we go. Send it. All right. There we go. All right. Listen, I don't want to bore you guys to death. All right. With me just talking about nothing. It's always the butter, isn't it? Yeah, it's always the butter. It's always the butter. All right, so let me put this keyboard here in case we need it. All right, and I'm going to show you how we're going to do this. I have a couple of cameras hooked up, but I don't want to enlarge my OBS. Now, I can enlarge the OBS, and I think when there's times when we're figuring out clues, I'll do that. All right, so let me show you how we're going to do this, okay? So we can do this, where you guys can see the map, okay? There's a map here. This is going to be the London directory that we're going to be going from, but we're going to be working out of case 1. Okay, and in case 1, there is a newspaper that's going to go with it, and we're going to be looking for things. And I'm going to be holding these things up, and we'll be able to look at these over here a little bit better because I have a piece of paper. All right, top down. There we go. We're going to be able to write anything that we need to do here. Okay. And we can erase it because I have a piece of plexiglass over this. So I'm just using this so you can see my marker a little bit better. And I'll do my best to write sideways so you guys can see. And then, of course, over here, like I said, we have the entire map of London and a directory to go with it. So if we find little streets, and I'll be able to direct you guys through as much as I can. All right, so we're going to do our best with this. All right. So, without further ado, I'm going to be reading from this booklet. All right, this booklet is going to give us everything that we need. Now, here's the thing. Just ordered the red box, Jack the Ripper and Weston Adventures. You see, I saw that one there. I should have it. I should have just gotten it. All right, I'm going to go back and get it. It was pretty cheap too. A matter of fact, this one right here that I got, and I'm gonna put this one on here, Miss Funny Bunch. I got this for $10, $10. All right, can't go wrong. So I got to get the red box. Now, are there only 3 boxes of this out? I'd like to know that if anybody knows. It's a great game, and the more brains for thinking, the better. Yeah, well, I've got I'm going to do the directing more or less. You guys are going to do the thinking. So let's have some fun with this, do the best we can with it, and make it as interesting as humanly possible. All right, I'm going to do my best. All right, this is the first time I'm trying something, and if this does well, we'll do the whole series here on Board Game Geek and Rob's Tabletop World on YouTube, Twitch, and also, you know, my very, very dear friends over at Board Game Geek. Like I said, we're going to do the best we can. So here's the thing. I'm going to read from the book here, okay? And we're going to get this started. Well, we could probably just come right to me before we have to do anything, okay? So let's find out what's going on. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Mr. Holmes there is the master. And we're trying to not outsmart him. We're trying to show him that we can be very good detectives, okay? We're trying to figure out this case. We're going to be trying to score victory points, okay? And that'll all happen once we think we have everything solved, okay? Now, Sherlock has a score of 100 every single time. It's almost impossible to beat, but there's that slight chance that we can do it. We'll see how it works out. So keep your notes, because I don't think we're going to finish this whole thing. We'll go about an hour, okay? And then we'll go from there, all right? There we go. So I'm going to read along the way, and we'll have some fun. We'll have some fun here. All right. Case of the Munitions Magnate. Magistrate. Oh. Magnate. Despite the lateness of winter, March is still roaring like a lion. In fact, just as we alight from our cab in front of 221 Baker Street, a bowler hat skitter propelled by the fierce wind in close pursuit is none other than Wiggins, chief of the Baker Street Irregulars, and after Dr. Watson, Sherlock Holmes' most able assistant. Before we can join in the chase, Wiggins managed to halt the flying bit of finery with a daft stroke of his umbrella. Cramming it squarely on his head, he saunters back towards us. "Hello," he says cheerily. "It would appear that Mr. Holmes is summoning the troops. Shall we?" "Why not? Let's go in. Let's find out what's up," right? Yeah, I know. The problem is I can't hear myself, so I have a tough time saying certain words that I don't say all the time. It's due to deafness in this ear. All right. Where was I? I was answering a question. Oh, with the point of his umbrella. Hudson answers after a brief exchange of greetings. She sends us on our way to Holmes' apartment. Above, we find Holmes, Dr. Watson, sitting at a table engaged in earnest conversation with a gentleman in his late 40s. Okay. Expensively dressed, yet somewhat rumpled in appearance. "Warm yourself," says Holmes, "and I will explain my reasonings for calling you out on such a bitter morning." Coats and hats are immediately shed. There is a distant pop as Wiggins removes his bowler. Cute. And a rush is made for the fireplace. In due course, introductions are made, and the gentleman is identified as Mr. Richard Allen, brother of the late Courtney Allen, president of the Grant's Arms Company. All right, so these are things that we're going to want to write down. All right. So we have Mr. Allen here. Let's see what goes on here. "It is the recent death of his brother," says Holmes, "that occasionally he visits us. Briefly, Courtney Allen was found shot to death in an alley behind his office on the evening of March 9th, approximately 7 p.m., by the constable on patrol. Scotland Yard has put the crime down as a simple robbery by persons unknown, largely due to the fact that the victim's wallet was found near the body and his gold pocket watch was missing. Mr. Allen was just telling us a bit about his brother when you arrived. Please continue, Mr. Allen." All right, so keep this down. Huh? Here's Mo. We'll add Mo to the stream. "What's up, brah?" Oh, hold on. I got to be able to add you in. There you go.
There we go. How's everybody doing?
We're doing pretty good. We're trying to solve this case, and we can use your help.
Cool.
Keep an eye on. Can you see the chat?
Yep, I got it.
All right, perfect. We're also on Board Game Geek. And what can you see? You can't see the chat here on my thing.
Probably can't. No.
Okay, that's right, because I have all the chats combined. So we have Twitter. We're on Twitter, Twitch. We're on, and we're on YouTube twice. We're on Board Game Geek, and we are on Rob's Tabletop. Let's continue on. So, anyways, Courtney Allen, who is Mr. Allen, brother of the late Courtney Allen, president of the Grant Arms Company, was found dead in an alley by a constable. They think it was a simple robbery, but that doesn't seem to be the case here, largely due to the fact that the victim's wallet was found near the body and his gold pocket watch was missing. Mr. Allen was just telling us a bit about his brother when you arrived. Meaning you, Mo.
Perfect.
Okay. So Mr. Allen, please continue. "Well, Courtney was a dynamic individual, always busy, forever on the move, yet he had a unique ability to make 10 minutes spent with you seem like an hour. So complete was his attention to you, of course, his charm worked like magic potion on the ladies." "You said he was married?" asked Watson with a raised eyebrow. "Oh, yes, poor Beatrice." So we got to write that down. All right? I'm going to write that down right here. So he has a wife named Beatrice. Usually Beatrice wants money. And Courtney is the guy that died. All right. I'll clean this up once we go to this. All right. And Richard is his brother. All right, brother. All right, so we got a couple things here. Let's go. Oh, yes, poor Beatrice. Was he involved in an affair at the time of his death? Asked Wiggins. Yes, I believe he was, but I have no clue as to who the lady might have been. Crime of passion, possibly. You see, the night before he was killed, I popped around to his office about 5:30 and managed to coax him to supper at Keen's. We were there but a short while when Courtney begged leave. He indicated that he had an important meeting, said Adolf Wiltenstein. All right, we'll go with that. Wiltenstein. Good luck pronouncing that. And winked. That wink meant a woman. Is the company financially sound? Asked Watson. Oh, yes. A fine investment for anyone's portfolio. You see, the company was founded as a small gun shop some 70-odd years ago by our great uncle, Thaddeus Grant. It caters to a very elite clientele. Most of the chaps in the regiment were equipped with pistols from Grant, nodded Watson. Why, Braxton. You heard me speak of Braxton. Holmes, he had a pair of the finest dueling pistols. Yes, Watson. Pray continue, Mr. Allen. Courtney, always fascinated by firearms, apprenticed himself to Uncle Thaddeus. When Thaddeus died in 1873, he was bequeathed the business to Courtney, while maintaining the original shop and its tradition. Courtney expanded into international arm trade with loans and the sales of public stock. He was able to build a plant at 12, let's write that down, 12 Deverell Street. All right. For the manufacture of heavy ordnance. Today, the firm is debt-free and very profitable. Of course, a drop in the share price occurred with the news of my brother's death. Who has ascended to the presidency? Asked Watson. Courtney picked successor Philip Marlow. Philip Marlow. Think about that one. I find it relaxing and fun. You should try it sometime. Well, okay. I thought somebody had something to say.
No, they're
Philip
just talking
Marlow.
about the running the cases, how it's relaxing.
Okay. Philip Marlow, the second vice president. Why not the first vice president? All right, so let's write that down. Let's write down Philip. Philip Marlow. He's the second VP. But the first VP, why not the first VP? Young Lord Raglan. Okay. Raglan was the first VP. A lot to take in here. Okay. Who runs the Dervell Street plant is a brilliant technician, but a most inept businessman. Who inherits your brother's stock? Beatrice. All right, so she gets the stock. All right, let's write that down. All right, now I think we might examine the effects found with your brother. Saying, Holmes turns his attention to a briefcase and a large brown envelope. It looks as if some sharp objects have been used on it. Comments Watson, referring to a long gouge on the leather of the briefcase. Yes, and it's practically brand new. I gave it to Courtney for his last birthday, January 6th. As you can see, it is locked. The police found it that way. Courtney kept the key on a chain attached to his watch fob. The watch, of course, was stolen. Holmes retrieves a long piece of wire from the coal scuttle After gaining Alan's permission, he inserts it into the lock and with a flick of his wrist, springs the lock open. He pulls out 2 folders for our examination, each filled with company papers and is coded to indicate its contents. One marked MB-C, for instance, concerning various coal mine leases, another marked S-87U, containing a listing of sales to the U.S. government during the preceding year. Holmes then empties the contents of the envelope onto the table. The inventory includes spectacles and a case, a ruby ring, and a gold wedding band, a keychain with keys, an empty wallet, a small notebook, and a note. Seizing on the notebook, Holmes observes, "Can you tell us who Captain Egan might be, Mr. Allen? I've never heard the name." All right, so Captain Egan, that's a name that we have to keep track of. Captain Egan sounds like something from Star Trek. All right. I've never heard the name. And Billy? Billy is Courtney's secretary, William Linhart. Okay. He had a secretary. He was a male. Billy. I'm writing sideways here. Linhart. Got it, Mo?
Got it.
All right. That might be something key there.
Tom, this is Sherlock, is what we're running through Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. Billy is Courtney's secretary. Holmes compared the writing in the notebook with that of the note. They appear to be identical, he nods and says, "I believe we have enough to begin our investigation." After Allen has gone, Riggins comments that his hand gestures were most intriguing, combining infinite
Subudio?
No, yeah, if only it was Suburio. I can't say the word. Combining infinite.
Spell it.
Subtlety. I can. I have it.
Subtlety.
Yeah, I have it in my head. I can't say it because I can't hear myself that well. With tremendous force. It is easy to imagine that he has no trouble making his wishes known on the floor of the London Stock Exchange. I don't recall Allen giving out his occupation, says Watson, puzzled. No, replied Wiggins, but certain phrases he spoke, coupled with the penciled notation on his left shirt cuff, stock prices, surely led me to conclude that he was a stockbroker. Excellent, Wiggins. Well, Watson, our young man has come a long way since the days when you described him as a dirty little street urchin. Thank you, Mr. Holmes. But, after all, I was taught by the master. True, says Holmes. A matter-of-factly, quite true. All right, let's go. Okay, so we don't have to go that far. So we have a bunch of notes here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this way. All right, and then I'm going to come in. And like I said, we're trying this for the first time. Okay, so this is what we have here. Okay, this is the notebook. Clark and Sons. Okay, a hattery in Chelsea.
You want to switch cameras? Are you trying to show that on the camera?
Yeah, hold on. I'm going to go. Let's go to that. Let's go here. Oh, shoot. You know what it is? I'm changing the other camera and not doing this, which I should have.
There you go.
There we go. I'm going to get rid of us. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to bring this up to the camera a bit so everybody can see. Sorry about that. All right. Kabuki. This is a game where you read a lot. It sure seems that way. Now we have to kind of try to figure everything out. So Thursday, March 8th, Bishop's F 8:30 p.m. Billy's mother's birthday. Okay. So that's what we have here. Friday, plant 8 a.m. surprise. Okay, what can be there? Captain Egan, 8:30 p.m. Maybe we should try to find out where this Captain Egan is. This is a little interesting. All right. On the 10th, Bristol's Mine, 10 a.m. and North East Embassy, 3:30 p.m. Clark and Son Hattery in Chelsea, 1 Victoria hat, paid 10 pounds. SP10 Spaniard tonight, 10 p.m. Huh. AM. Who was AM? Was there an AM?
Don't think so. Or did he mean AM as in the morning?
Oh, yeah, that could be it. But no, it says tonight, 10 p.m.
Okay, 10 p.m. Okay.
The initials are AM. I didn't see anybody described as AM.
There's a Marlow.
Oh, wait.
Remember Philip Marlow?
William's mother? No.
I'm saying, is there a relation to Philip Marlow? PM? He's PM.
Yeah, he's BM. Who's AM?
So I'm wondering maybe his wife?
Yeah, Philip Marlow. That's right.
Maybe he's having an affair with Philip Marlow's wife.
Could be.
Two-time.
Maybe that's the mistress.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, maybe we should go find Philip Marlow and ask him a few questions. What do you think?
Sounds like a plan.
All right. So we have this directory, and I'm going to change cameras again. All right. So we have this directory. Let's see if Philip Marlow is in the directory. Marlow. There he is. Okay. So he is 32 NW. Are you writing this stuff down?
32 NW.
All right, 32 NW. So we would go in the book, and now I would look in the book here, and then we would go to his address. How did I miss this? Was super excited for this. Helen, I'll send you a link. Hold on. Well, we'll get Helen in here too. Why not?
Yeah.
All right, let me do that. Copy real quick. Bear with us for a second, folks. Let's get Miss Helen in here. In the meantime, it was 32 Northwest. New message. Where's my thing? Okay. H.
So are you going to be Sherlock on Watson, and Helen's going to be?
No, we are basically the irregulars, and and we're trying to solve this before the big fella figures it out. All right, we don't. Listen, he doesn't like sharing any of the stuff here, but I think we can get him. Okay, so I said 32 Northwest, right?
Yep.
Okay, so 32 Northwest. We make our way past the stacked luggage in the hallway to find Philip Marlow in the center of the parlor, swinging a golf club. A mashy niblick. By the look of it, he is a brisk man in his mid-40s. He informs us that he is on his way to country estate of Sir Clayton Partridge. Okay, let's write that little name down. Sir Clayton Forgive my handwriting. I'm writing sideways. Partridge. Okay. So the brevity on our part would be appreciated. We ask him about his ascendancy to presidency of the company. Alan and I had an understanding on that score. Upon retirement, I would take the office. In fact, it was the key reason I joined the company 3 years ago. Mr. Allen was close to retirement then? Not by any means. Look, I cannot deny that I have mixed feelings about Allen's untimely death. It was tragic, and I feel outrage as any decent, right-thinking man would. But we were not personally close, and I do relish the chance to run the company. Where were you on the evening of the 9th? I played golf with Sir Clayton in the afternoon and went home with him to dine. Stayed till almost midnight. The butler entered the room with a valise in one hand and a shotgun in the other. Ready, Swinson? Well, I'm off. That was kind of a brief meeting.
Yeah.
If ever I seen one. Oh, here's Miss Helen.
Didn't sound like he cared too much either. Hey, Helen.
Howdy.
No. How are you?
Just fine. How are you?
All right, we're trying to figure out this mystery. Who
I know.
killed?
I don't know how I missed like the first half an hour of this, so I'm behind the 8 ball.
Oh, don't worry. I was talking for quite some time. So
Helen's so
Mo.
excited she's
Nice
even
to
got
meet
her
you.
popcorn out.
I
Nice
know.
to meet you, Helen.
all right, so let me just give you the skinny, and for those of you that just popped in on what's going on here. Okay, we are playing, of course, Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective. We're going to go about an hour or so, and we're going to get this thing going a bit. Now, the thing that happened is that Courtney was found in an alley, basically, and they're calling it basically a robbery to make light of it. All right, and what had happened is that he still had his wallet on, but the only thing that was missing was a gold watch. Okay, he had a gold watch. He had a briefcase. We were able to get into the briefcase, and there's a bunch of things in that briefcase, such as, and I'm just going to come back here. What did we find in there? Okay, the inventory was spectacles in the case, a ruby ring, a gold wedding band. Now, he was monkeying around on his wife. A keychain with keys, an empty wallet. Well, wait a minute. I thought they found a wallet. So why would he have 2 wallets?
Or it was emptied. Maybe whoever went in there, weren't there scratches on the case too?
Yeah, there were scratches in the case. A small notebook and a note. He kept the key on his key ring, on a ring on the watch. Now, the problem here, though, is when they found him, they put the crime down as a simple robbery. The victim's wallet was found near the body, and his gold watch was missing. So they found his wallet by him, but in this thing, there was an empty wallet. Makes you think a little bit. All right, so now on the 9th, he was killed on the 9th. He was found shot to death in an alley behind his office on the evening of March 9th. On the March 9th, there was a surprise at 8 a.m. at the plant. At night, he was supposed to meet Captain Egan. So maybe we should go meet Captain Egan. What do you think?
Yeah.
Sure.
All right, let's find out where he is. I'm gonna. All right. So Philip Marlow really didn't tell us much, did he?
Well, he did play golf with Sir Clayton, right?
He was getting ready to go play golf with the head of the Partridge family, it sounded like.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. So we're going to look up Egan here. Now this is the newspaper. They're supposed to, oh, here we go. Let's see if we can find anything in this newspaper that would help us also before we go bother Mr. Egan. AM. We're trying to find out who AM is. So deaths. There's no mention of his death. in the death section, and this is on the 12th. But this is kind of interesting. Why didn't they mention his death?
And this is the day after?
Yeah.
3 days.
All right,
after,
let's
right?
take a look here. The Wimbledon meeting. Hold on here. There's something a little interesting in this newspaper. I'm gonna read this very quickly. Last day of competition in the first stages of the Queen's Prize was favored by better weather than the riflemen assembled in Wimbledon camp have yet enjoyed during the progress of the current meeting. A considerable reduction in the velocity of wind, which yesterday was registered at 10 miles to the hour, and a welcome rise in temperature rendered the conditions of the meeting far more pleasant than they had been earlier in the week. It has been announced that for some reason or other, the annual and popular match between picked teams of the House of Lords and the House of Commons has been allowed to drop the present year. Besides the competition for the Queen's Prize, the competition among Indians and colonists for the valuable corporation's prize, and among the public school teams of the Ashburton Shield, promised much excitement during the coming week. Now, 7 shots at each range. The following is a list of the principal scores for the Queen's Prize. 7 shots at each range. Corporal Simcock, 2nd Cheshire. Lieutenant Golding, Berkshire. Somebody's saying buffering. Are we buffering at all? No.
Nope.
No, we're fine.
I'm fine here. I'm not sure on YouTube.
We're fine on YouTube.
YouTube's good.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm watching on YouTube.
All right.
All right, there we go. All right.
I did start a notes page, Rob, just in case you want to
Cool. Perfect.
throw that up.
Why not? Sir Clayton Partridge, CP. We're looking for AM.
Oh, Clayton Partridge was
The golf buddy.
the golf buddy.
Yeah, it's golf buddy. So
Yeah, I'm trying to get my head around who's who and how they're related here.
Yeah, Philip Marlow we talked to with 86. Sebastian Morin, Count von Schlelberg, whatever the heck. Hollis, 19th Middlesex. Lord Ashley Denham, Emile Zobar, and Sergeant Murray. 1st Edinburgh. Sergeant Murray. What's his first name?
AM? What's his first name? Yeah.
Yeah, what's his first name? All right, let's leave him be for now. Let's leave him be for now. The thing I want to do is maybe we should go talk to the obvious, which is Captain Egan. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
I think that's
All right,
a reasonable next step.
Let's find out where Captain Egan is. Egan. I would assume that's John Egan. Because he's the only Egan in here.
Good
All
guess
right.
then.
47 Northwest. Just keep track of that. 47 Northwest.
Okay.
47. And all these things are on here. Northwest 47. So that would be right here. Okay. How close is that? Oh, there's Regency Park. All right.
Where was his body found?
All right, 47 Northwest, we said, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Where was his body found on that map?
What's that?
Where was his body found?
I will check that right after I get to 47.
That's Funny Bunny. Good to have you.
47. Okay, 40 Northwest.
Excellent. She's
All
going to
right.
have her games and notes available next time we play, so she can play along.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
That'd be great. We need more people we have, the better, right?
More minds, better. Hopefully.
More minds, the better. Okay. We are told by Captain Egan's landlady, whom we suspect was once bosun's mate on
Yep.
a man of war, that he is at the Admiralty.
Oh, the Admiralty?
The Admiralty. Thank you.
That's where Egan is.
All right. That's where he is. So let's go check him out there. So what's he hanging out there for? What's there?
Well,
Yeah.
I suppose we better go find out, huh?
Yeah. So let's go find out. That is on 10 Southwest. So let's head over there. 10 Southeast, 10 Southwest. All right. Captain Egan is a small bulldog of a man. He paces back and forth behind a massive oak desk as if it were a quarter-deck railing. 8 months ago, Alan came to this office with the designs for a new naval gun, a revolutionary in concept. Can't say much about it. Most secret, don't you know? Most secret, don't you know? The design was approved and the monies advanced for its development. Can you tell us anything about the meeting Mr. Allen was to have had with you on the evening of his murder? The captain barks out a name, unintelligible to us, and an aging lieutenant, long since breached upon the promotionless shores of paperwork, scurries into the room.
Oh no.
Bring me the Grant Arms Company file. Allen sent me a wire, quite vague, close mouth fellow when all is said and done. He was worried about security for project number 10. I know, but I wouldn't say much about it. His responsibility he'd take care of. Of course, I put some of my men on it anyways. The lieutenant returned with the file and is dismissed for the time being. Back into oblivion. The captain shows us the first wire. It reads, okay, I'm going to show it to you guys here. I'm going to just keep the notes for myself over here, and we can review notes when we can. I'm going to open this up and make this bigger. Boom, there. All right. So there's the actual note right there. It says, meet tonight, 8:30, your office. Call out the guard. Pounce at 10. See Allen. Jeez, what the hell does that mean? Pounce at 10. Maybe that has something to do with Project 10. All right. He shows us a detailed list of activities of Richard Camp, a development engineer on Project 10. As you can see, he is always bringing boxes and bundles to the French embassy. Emile Zobar, that's a name that we saw on this list here, who's not a very good shot. Okay? Who's not a very good shot. All right. Because he's almost in last place. As you can see, he is always bringing boxes and bundles to the French embassy. Emile Zobar, the French military attaché, has his offices at the embassy. So you believe that Mr. Allen's wire implied he had information implicating Camp in a security breach of Project 10? I did, still do. But Lord Raglan, head of the project, assured me that Allen's security fears were unfounded. We met 2 days after Allen's unfortunate death. As a precaution, he told me he would remove Camp from the project. Since the conversation, I've concentrated my efforts on Zobar, von Schellenberg, Del Guerriera, and Meshkov. Their governments would all have great interest in our new gun. So far, my men have uncovered nothing. Thank you, Captain. So here's the thing. All right, let's take a look at this. First of all, this the one that got passed over. You would automatically think that he would have some kind of bad feeling for getting passed over. And isn't that Raglan?
The lieutenant.
Yeah, he's the first. He was the first vice president, but he got passed over, and Philip Marlow took over.
Okay.
He was the second VP. The reason Raglan didn't get it was because he was not a businessman. All right, just twist that a little bit. Now,
That seems a fair reason to, not hire somebody as president of your company.
Right. But this thing, why would he call out the guard, pounce at 10? But when was he murdered? What time was he murdered?
Did they ever establish a time other than the night?
No, they didn't. Just said on the night.
If they're saying pounce at 10, it sounded like he had a plan on, hey, I know this is happening and I know these people are involved. So Greg, get your guys and we're going to pounce at 10. We're going to go take them down at 10.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we got a lot of interesting things in this newspaper, for instance.
Yeah. I'm feeling like the newspaper.
Arms trade fair closes. Remember, there were a couple names that were named in here. Hector del Guerra. Okay.
I feel like I need to make a list of all of the people, those names.
Yeah.
And then cross them off.
That's what it is. Hi, this game looks great, says Molten Storm.
Yeah, and top this
so far it's
rubbish.
really good.
Thanks,
you
Tom.
really got to smash your head to that. Actually, a collectible, because it used to be used by phone.
Phone freaks. Yeah, the old bosun's whistle.
The bosun whistle.
Yes.
Yeah, the
plastic ones.
Yeah, Kabuki said she has an old Captain Crunch bosun's whistle, and yes, it was for phone freaking.
Okay. The International Arms Trade Fair, which opened at the Royal Agricultural Hall March 4th, closed yesterday, which by this thing on March 11th. So it was going on during the time he was murdered. Closed yesterday with a 21-gun salute to the Queen, which reverberated around the city. The closing ceremonies begun early in the awarding of gold medals for excellence, accepting 5 medals on behalf of Cropworks. Cropworks, that's interesting. Write that one down, Helen. Cropworks. That might be a competitor. Cropworks was Countess von Scheldenberg, bride of 5 months to German military attaché and archetype of the fair-haired Rhine maiden. A gold medal was awarded to socialite.
What was the countess's name again?
Von Scheldenberg?
Scheldenberg. It's right here. Scheldenberg.
Close. As long as
Schulenberg.
Okay. Another gold medal went to.
It's a good point. Kabuki brings
Trick
up.
with this game is not really focusing on beating Sherlock because you won't. Yeah, no, I know that.
Absolutely everything I've read, Sherlock cheats. It's just not worth it. Just enjoy the ride and.
We're not going to try to beat him. We're going to try to solve it if we can solve it.
And we had another gold medal to who?
A gold medal was awarded to socialite Baraki. Try this one. BACRI FRERES, and accepted by Emile Zobar, the French military, and then Hector del Guerra to the Spanish embassy stirred the large crowd with a magnificent speech. The affair was marred by several demonstrators. Interesting. Sporting anti-arm placards. Alexei Meshkov, Russian military,
AM.
was struck in the head by a tomato. That's a clue. That's a clue if ever I saw one.
Get hit in the head with a tomato, so I'm going to go kill this other guy because I'm so mad.
So all those names in there were people that were mentioned through this. Trying to figure out, okay, suspect thief found strangled. Oh, wait a minute, hold on here. The body of Pierre Mayton, suspected international jewel thief, was found earlier yesterday floating in the Thames. He had apparently been strangled to death, although Mayton, a citizen of France, had been detained by authorities in many countries in connection with various thefts over the year. He had never been convicted of any crime. The police have no suspect at this time, but report that the murder must be powerfully built, as the physical evidence indicates the victim was strangled with bare hands. Could have been Yumo.
Could have been. Maybe he robbed the other guy, and then he got choked out and tossed in the Thames. So, because hey, that's where it's like the East River in New Jersey, New York. You toss, or in New York, you toss bodies in the Thames, let them wash downstream.
Good point. Burglaries. Oh, here we go. Remember, they're trying to say that it was a robbery. So burglaries. Uh-huh. Sir, the press and the public generally should force our timid, halting officer to take energetic action against certain forms of crime. May I suggest that any person committing a burglary or robbery from the person accompanied by violence or brutality be flogged. Number 2, any burglar, to the editor of the Times, one of the public. Let me read the rest. Any burglar or other...
Tom threw a tomato at us, by the way. Thank you, Tom.
Thank you, Tom. I totally missed the solution of this case, so I'm curious as to how you will fare. All right. Certain constables be armed with revolvers. The police generally have a freer hand in dealing with crimes of robbery and violence. More activities among the members of police force be insisted on by the chief commissioner. The public should be officially informed as to the legality or otherwise of using firearms in defense of their lives and property. Experience shows, however, futility of expecting the authorities ever to take the lead in these matters. They never do anything until forced. Yours faithfully, one of the public. I say.
Yeah, an average game takes quite a while.
Of this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's going to take a while. That's why we're going to break it up into parts.
It depends on whether you're trying to beat Sherlock, at which point in time you just give up after a little bit or after a while, or if you're just solving the mystery, which is more fun. We're trying.
Yeah, we're just trying to solve the mystery.
Right.
We'll add up our points at the end and everything like that and see how close we come. Which
we'll get like 10 points.
Yeah. Well, that's still
Sherlock is like what, 2?
Yeah.
That's still a lot closer than you would think. All right. Let's also go back. All right. So far we've talked to Captain Egan, right?
Yep.
Philip Marlow. Billy's mother's birthday. Spaniard tonight. 10 p.m. AH. The Spaniard. Well, who is Spanish?
That was Hector del Guerra from the Spanish embassy.
Let's go talk to him. Maybe he has a few things that he wants to tell us. And why a Spaniard, and he's the only one that we know.
So far, that's been identified. Well, that we've identified as Spanish.
Well, true. Del Guerra. Dell. Let's see if we can find him in the book here. Dell, D-E. Boy, I don't see him here.
Spanish embassy was he at?
Maybe. Let me just check. Let me see if I'm missing some. Del Guiar. All right, let's try the Spanish embassy. Spanish embassy. Spanish. Is that even in here? Let's take a look. Sporting Times. What?
Just giggling.
Oh, Spanish embassy. Good one, Mo. 38 Southwest.
38 Southwest.
Okay, the Spanish embassy is at
All right, let's take a ride over there. We're on our way to the Spanish embassy, folks. What the heck? I wish you were better prepared. Too long.
Yeah,
Time.
but see, if you started earlier, then I wouldn't have made it.
Exactly.
Who said that?
Yeah, War Steve, whoever War Steve is.
Well, it's one of those things where this is the type of game that it is involved.
Yes.
You have to go through, read all of the backstory, the setup, and then you have to look at the notes. And it's not as simple as you may think to present it this way. It's simple when you sit down and play solo or with a couple of friends, but when you're doing it online, it's a little different.
There's definitely a good bit to
Too
it.
long,
Especially trying to get us, kind of up to speed and
And it's the first time that Rob's done this, so
yeah.
Live and learn.
Like I always say.
Welcome to Rob's Tabletop World, the most professional channel.
Or if
on
you're
YouTube.
unhappy with it, you know something? There's 9,000 other channels out there that you can go watch. So
Exactly. Oh,
don't let the mouse hit you in the back end.
I should grab my. I haven't had this out.
Okay, so
I should have my official "We're streaming" mug.
There you go. Nice. I love that mug.
Isn't that great?
It is awesome.
I painted it thanks to my lessons from Rob's Tabletop World.
That's awesome.
Okay, so
I
at
had
the
to have
Spanish embassy, we are told that Senor Del Guerra is at home.
Okay.
Where's his place?
Where's home?
So if he's at home, let me take a look here.
If he's at home and there's no...
Is it under G rather than Del?
No. I'm going to check one more time. DEL. Maybe I missed it.
Good. We got lots of people saying they're loving it, so just ignore the person who was not used to Rob's half an hour of intro.
That's just something.
That's the way we roll here.
Here it is. Hector, 36 WC.
36 West Central, maybe.
Yep.
Okay.
Noted. Now we found you, bro. Now we're gonna find.
You found it under his first name?
Yeah.
Wow.
36.
I guess they didn't expect you to be able to parse a Spanish last name.
Well, they wanted to make it
possible.
All right. Our interview with Hector at his home is suddenly interrupted by the entrance of three small children into the parlor. They fairly fly into the room with a swoop upon their father, covering him with hugs and kisses. Close upon their heels, the governess issues a string of Spanish commands, which once again restore order. After formal introductions are made, the awkward curtsy by the little ones, the governess hustles them away. Senor Del Guerra is able to continue. On March 9th, oh yes, I was busy most of the day with the reception. I gave in honor of my wife. Who's your wife, bro? It was a formal dinner party, you see. This is our wedding anniversary. There were 30 or so guests, and they began arriving a little after 7 o'clock, as I recall. Count von Schellenberg and his wife were the last to arrive about 8:30.
Okay.
And
she was up. Where was that?
She got a gold medal, didn't she?
The Countess, yes, she did.
Yes, and it was accepted by.
She accepted the gold medal for Krupp Works.
That's what it was for Krupp
the
Works.
5 gold medals, no less, not 10. 5. So, yeah. A German company, if I recall correctly.
Yeah.
I forgot to put that in my notes.
Because she's the wife of the German military attaché.
Right.
So, do we go talk to them?
Oh, what else? Is there anything else for Hector?
No, that was it for Hector.
Hector was
kind of boring.
Yeah, we got a lot of non-forthcoming people, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're just kind of they're building this thing, and they're pointing you in several different directions. And all right, so I keep on coming back to this Spaniard tonight, AM. We got to figure out who AM is.
Who's our
SP10.
Alexei Markov.
Who was SP?
Unless it's something like Sir Partridge. I don't know that we know an SP yet.
No. Sir Partridge.
Yeah.
That
Unless
to
it's
be
the Sir.
I don't think they
Sir
would use
Partridge.
an honorific.
Spaniard tonight, 10 p.m. AM.
Spaniard would be Hector, I'm
It would
guessing.
be Hector, but there's something going on there. Well, should we go to Sir Clayton Partridge?
Sure, we haven't gotten him yet.
All right, let's go to Sir Clayton Partridge. Where is he?
Look for the brightly colored bus. He's probably driving around in that.
Oh, jeez.
You would think. I get it. Sure. Come on,
just
now
got it.
and eat everybody. Come on, get happy.
That was great.
I'm kind of
Thank
chuckling.
you.
We're over it. Helen and I are both like, yeah, okay, it was a dad joke, blah, blah. Then a
It
couple
was
seconds
totally
later,
a dad joke. I loved it.
Rob's looking at, I get it.
Jeez. 60 Southwest.
60 Southwest. Got it. I totally gave my my husband a book of elephant jokes as like the morning of the wedding present.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
Here we
the
go.
kind of
Here we
house
go.
we live in. So it worked for me.
Hell yeah.
All right. Here we go. Sir Clayton Partridge is a vigorous man in his late 50s. When we arrived at his home, he is directing 3 servants in the packing of his carriage. Where's he going? No muffins. Put the fly rods on top, but only after everything is loaded. Cleaver. That cord will do. Stouter stuff, man. Stouter stuff is needed. Where is my shot bag? Bremer, you know I hate to carry shotgun shells in my pocket. Our interruption is not appreciated, but in the main, Sir Clayton is cooperative. He tells us that he indeed a smoker of Bonds and Hans Imperials. Further, he is acquainted with the Grant Arms Company. Philip Marlow is an old friend, a golfing partner. Played with him on the very day of Alan's murder. When did you finish your round? Late afternoon. Invited Marlow home to dine. We were at it well into the evening. Brandy afterwards, Must have been midnight when we parted company. Now, did he say he was with? Did Marlow say he was?
Marlow said he played. He said he played golf with Partridge.
Partridge, yeah.
But I don't know that he said he went to dinner.
I thought he said he went to dinner with him, but he didn't say how long.
I'm still kind of cracking up over Bonds and Hans.
Bonds and Hans.
Franz and Hans.
Bonds and Hans.
Bonds and Hans.
There's something with this countess though. All right, let's go back over here. Let me just bring a little bit of slack there. All right, so we're taking a look here. So, okay. At 10, Spaniard tonight on the 11th, Victoria Hat Company.
At the Victoria Hat Company?
Well, no, Clark and Sons, Hatter.
Okay.
He's got a receipt in there that he paid for one Victoria hat.
Okay.
Ooh, a woman's hat.
Could very well be.
And if you remember, he has a mistress. Was he getting it for his wife, Beatrice? Or maybe that's where we can find out who AM is.
Possible.
All right, let's go to Clark and Sons. Let's go talk to them a little bit. Clark and Sons. Clark and Sons. Sound it out.
Clark.
Clark. I don't see it. Clark and Sons. Or Sons and Clark?
It's a red herring.
Clark. Sit.
Okay, now I need to do semaphore.
No, I don't see it.
Exactly, Kabook. She gets it.
What?
Mhm.
Oh, C. Smith and Sons. That's got to be it.
That'll work.
67 East Central. 67 East Central. 67 East Central.
This is a type of game when you do it online. You need to do it in a way where you can have like a whiteboard and you can draw like the whole board and add stuff on it and cross it off.
That was my plan with this.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. My plan was to, with the
I may have
whiteboard
to
there.
clean it up, but I mean, Rob, I don't know that Rob's put it up there, but I am taking like notes.
Shoot. I didn't see your notes. Hold on. Let me get the thing over here. Sorry. There we go. Add it to the stream.
Nice.
I'm trying to get it to do like 2 pages rather than just 1 page, but heaven forbid it actually do what you want it to do.
All right. What did we say? 67 East Central?
East Central.
All right. Let me go to 67 East Central.
I try.
All right. 67 East Central. Here we go. All right. Let's find out what is going on in this crib. There is no 67 East Central.
You said 67 EC, I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
At least that's what I typed.
That's what I have down. 67 EC for C and Sons.
C. Smith and Sons. Yeah.
C. Smith and Sons, yeah. Well, Clark and Sons would not be. That would be.
Maybe I looked at the wrong thing. Let me check again. Well, let's look on here. East Central, 67 East.
Yeah, now that we put the thing up, or using the map, that figures, right?
No. Just bear with me.
He's trying to find it on the map.
Oh, I know.
Before we even try to goof with this. 69 East Central, 67. No, it doesn't give me anything there. All right, hold on. Let me make sure I'm right. C. Smith and Sons, 67 East Central.
Well, see, the thing is, it's actually Clark and Sons, but that was the closest thing because it had C. Smith and Sons.
Yeah, I have Clack Hilda. Clap.
You don't have a Clark?
All right, hold on. Let's let's do this. Hold on here.
Is there a separate directory for people and then for businesses?
Hold on. Wait a minute. What am I trying to do here?
You got me?
Okay, there we go. All right, so let me try. Hold on here. Let's take a look at that note one more time. Clark and Sons Hattery. CLA, yeah. Hattery in Chelsea. Maybe we can look up a Hattery. All right.
Yeah, look for Hattery or Haberdasher.
HAN. Nope.
We're just coming up blank.
Maybe it's not even anything we need to worry about then.
Yeah, but somehow some Victorian hat went someplace. Maybe there's a business section.
That's what I said. There you go.
Up.
All right, Clark and Sons. We'll find you now. Do not hide from us. You will not hide from us. All right, so what are we looking for?
There's embassies, hospitals, insurance companies. Nope.
Clothiers or anything like that there?
Yeah, I don't see anything on that page.
Furs, department stores. Nope.
No.
Coroners, no. Jewelers, park, newspapers, public houses, shoemakers, no.
Tailors?
Tailors, nope. They're not there under tailors. Tea rooms, stationery.
I think I have this in my basement. Part of me wants to go pull it out.
Which one is this one?
This is the very first one. The Thames murders and other cases.
Let me see if I can. I don't know. I think I've got that one. I'll be right back.
See, Map Sellers is C. Smith and Sons, so we're way off there. I'm just looking for Clark and Sons. What are they? You would
Hattery.
think.
So
Yeah, you would think. They're not insurance.
accessories, hat. Let's see, it could be accessories. Could be haberdashery. I think it could be a chandler.
No. Clubs, churches, book sales, carpets, charities.
Yeah.
No.
When Mo gets back, I'm gonna run downstairs and get my copy too.
Okay, boarding house.
This is getting serious when we're all getting different. We're all getting our own copies out.
Barristers. No. Banks.
That's a lawyer.
Auction. Yeah, I know. I'm reaching.
I know. You're just reading all of them to see if anything.
Gunsmith. Gunsmiths. Hospitals.
All right, all of you guys in the chat. Anybody have any suggestions on where to look for this? Oh, somebody's looking in the French edition. Well, if you find it, let us know where to look. Yeah, if you're in the chat and want to play along, or help us out, feel free. I am watching the chat. That's one of the things I do when I'm on here.
Markets, amusement hall, map sellers, libraries, jewelers. No, that wouldn't be a jeweler. Parks, pawnbrokers, police stations, post office, printers, prisons, public house, settlements.
Yeah, no, we don't have that would be way too easy if we had just a category hats or clothing.
It would be in here. Clark and Sons.
It should be there. I mean, that seems like a fairly important clue. And while I fully give them that there will be red herrings, this seems sort of. Did you find yours, Mo?
So it's the first case?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to similarly be back in just a minute.
All right. Good. You guys can read for a while too. Nope.
Munitions Magnate.
Yep.
All righty.
All right, so there's nothing for Clark and Sons.
All righty. Let's take a look here. Wow.
I could tell you didn't play this either, huh?
I have not played this yet. I've had it. I've just not played it. Now, this is just incredibly small. That looks... I should probably get the newer version. Because...
There's a newer version?
That one you've got there. Because look at the text on that. It's so incredibly small compared to yours.
Huh.
All right. So I'm in the back here looking for...
Clark and Sons.
Yep. You got banks, barristers, baths, boarding houses, booksellers.
Furs. Arctic Fur. National Fur Store. No. Yeah. All right. Let me see if there's another hint in here. After all. So Clark and Sons Hattery. Victorian hat. Plant. Surprise. Maybe we should go right to his place, though. Burston's Mine, he wanted to go to. Billy's mother's birthday on the 8th. Bishop F's at 8:30. Who's Bishop F?
Now I can actually look and read these things rather than just have to read it off the screen. All right, so Thursday, March 8th, Bishops.
Yeah, Bishops.
It's not Bishop's F. I think. Well, Bishop. Maybe it is Bishop's F.
It looks it. Bishop's Finger End. Bishop's Finger Inn.
Okay.
18 is East Central.
Is it a pub or?
Let's find out.
No.
Yeah, it looks like it's an inn.
It's an inn, yeah.
Well, that could be where he and his mistress.
18 EC. It could be a little afternoon delight there at 18 EC.
Well, let's find out. Shall we?
Finger. Sure.
All right. 18 EC. 18 EC. What's up, Nate? 18 EC. 18 EC. All right. 18 EC. All right. We got something here. The proprietor of Bishop Fingers Inn is a nervous little man who wrings his delicate hands as we make our inquiries. He's very reluctant to give us information concerning Mr. Allen. My patrons have full confidence in my discretion. Something's coming about here.
Little afternoon delight.
Yeah, and I cannot and will not betray that trust, even to the point of impeding an official police investigation, asked Wiggins, his tone striking the right note between righteous indignation and official threat. Well, I always like to cooperate with the authorities. Good fellow, believe me, I'll put in a good word for you. Now, on the evening of March 8th, Mr. Allen met someone here, yes? Once the wall has been breached, the city is taken. The little man gushes forth the information that Mr. Allen availed himself of the private dining room on 10 occasions between January 15th and March 8th. Each time a tall woman wearing a cloak and veil arrived first. I can't really tell you anything about her, but she seemed the lady of elegance and position, the Countess. She spoke to me but once on her first visit. I detected a faint mid-European. I would say, Louis. He calls over the waiter who served Allen and the guest. From him, we learned that the lady is very striking with long blonde hair. He also reminds the proprietor of the earring that the lady left behind. Is a teardrop emerald circled by diamonds. The jeweler marked R and F is inscribed on the metal clasp. Wiggins thanks them. As we are leaving, Lewis remembers something that he thinks we ought to know. There was this man with a thick mustache. He never smiled. He was absolutely stone-faced. The only time he appeared was the evening of Mr. Allen's rendezvous. He would arrive and leave just after the lady. Perhaps Bradford would know more. The barmaid recalls the stone-faced man as well. He would sit here hour after hour, ramrod straight, saying nothing, downright unfriendly, always ordered just one drink and never finished that, never tipped. He was no gentleman.
Well, the jeweler is Rollins and Fraser. They're at 40 Northwest. That's R&F, the jewelry that she left behind the earrings.
Yeah, you want to go there?
Yeah, I would say check that out, especially being at, hey, that's just from the crayon eater here, according to Nate.
Oh, Nate. He wouldn't even remember what color you used.
No. That's right, Nate. Shut up about it. And Dave going in there and kind of egging him on.
Oh, yeah, Dave piling on, too. All right, look up R&F.
Roland and Fraser, 40 Northwest.
All right, so I'm gonna add this to the stream as we add our things. So we're gonna go with that instead of the map. So we're gonna work off this, and I think that's the best way is to just put up our notes. Since Helen's got our notes saved, we can save the game at any time. So we'll go a little longer. So this does, because I want to break this up into a couple different parts. But maybe we'll even try to get Nate in here. Maybe he could be like a stone unturned, because he wouldn't be any help any other way.
See what you started, Nate?
Yeah. He wants to start firing shots. You're going to get shot. R&F jewelry store.
Roland and Fraser, 40 Northwest.
40 Northwest?
Yep.
Okay, let me go there. 40 Northwest. 40 Northwest. 40 Northwest. Okay. Wiggins describes the emerald earring to the salesman at Rowan and Fraser. Yes, I recall them quite well. Let me see. He opens up a large letter and tells us that they were commissioned on January 12th by Count von Schellenberg.
Yep. So is the contest.
Yeah, we got to find this dude. Let's talk to this dude. So he's messing around with the Countess. He was messing around with the Countess. Wait a minute. Hold on here. How good of a shot was our boy there?
Wasn't he in the top two?
Well, let's find out. Shall we?
No, top one was.
See, this makes sense. He was Count von Schellenberg had 88 out of 93. Simcock and Lieutenant Golding, and then Sir Clayton Partridge, followed by Captain Kent and the Count. So he's a pretty good shot. So
yeah, 3 out of the top 5 were military, and the other 2 were civilians.
All right,
Partridge and Schulenberg.
Well, now that we found this and we found out who he's messing around with or meeting, we don't know exactly meeting. Let's put this back in there. Okay, here we go. We're starting to get the fin. Is this like a weekly thing or just whenever? This is going to start to be a weekly thing because we're not going to be able to finish this. Let me just come up top here real quick. We're not going to be able to finish this tonight, so we're going to save everything. Helen's making all the notes and everything like that. We're going to try to add more people into this. We can hold up to 6, of course. And we're going to just try to solve these. There's 10 of them. This is the first one. So you're coming in on the first one. You can watch it back. We started a little slow, but I think we're starting to find our niche for this because this does take some time, folks.
Well, it also started off where you were doing it by yourself, and then I tuned in and you're like, hey, join in. And then Helen's like, hey, I'm here too. So it took a little bit of time to get everything going.
Yeah, it takes a little things to get going, and then finding a good way to present it to you. This 1st one's going to be mishmash, but I promise you, the next time we come on after the three of us talk, we will find a way to present this to you a lot better. All right, so let's keep going here. We'll go a little bit longer. We've got our notes, which is perfect. I can switch back to anything that I need to, which is perfect. This is going to be the way that we're going to go. Way to go, girl. You have it? All right, you're the best.
I do. I have like, seriously, I have like
You have the same one I do. That's the one I have. And tell me when look at the directory and compare it to what Rob's been showing. It looks like you need a magnifying glass to read this thing.
Yeah. Oh my
Hold
God.
on. I gotta ask a question. Kabuki, Mythos Tale. I saw that at that store too. Is it really good? If it is, I'll pick that up.
Look at this thing, you guys.
I like this kind of stuff.
It's insane.
Okay.
Crazy.
So we want to go find the countess.
I'm going to bring a magnifying glass next time we play.
We want to go find the countess.
Yeah, if you decide to do that, Rob, let me know so I can grab so I can have Mini Market send me a copy.
Okay. All right.
If it's available.
Do they have? Yeah, if it's available. 51 Southwest. All right, let's go to 51 Southwest. We're gonna go talk to the count and find out what's going on here. What do you think, Mo?
Yeah, we got to go talk to him, find out what's the deal, because I think, not only is he messing around with the countess, but the count was in on it too. He would go and hang out.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Oh, wow, this is a little long.
I sense espionage. Do you want me to read it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me get to it real quick here. 51 South. Oh, yes, it is. We are greeted at the door of Count von Schulenburg's residence by a man whose glare is unfriendly and forbidding. His walrus mustache and stiff bearing. Ooh, a mustache.
Oh.
And stiff bearing remind us more of a sergeant in the Prussian Guard than a butler. Before the man can shut the door in our faces, as he shows every sign of doing, Wiggins spews forth a stream of guttural sounds in a language that must bear some resemblance to German, for the butler steps back, clicks his heels, and admits us. Wiggins, for his part, cannot resist a mischievous wink in our direction. Count von Schulenburg sits waiting for us behind his desk in the study. Physically, he is a bit of a surprise to us. Short and rotund, he looks slightly absurd in his tight-fitting uniform, more like an overdressed tram conductor than a military man. We suspect, on the evidence of a half-filled glass of a clear liquid on his desk, that his florid complexion is due as much to his penchant for tippling as to the tightness of his collar. If his stature and shape, his rosy cheeks, gray hair, and whiskers, his bushy side whiskers loop down to his chin and back up to connect with his mustache, put us in mind of Old St. Nick, his manner conjures up a very different image. He is very cold, devoid of any emotion save possibly anger. He notices Wiggins' attention to a magnificent gun collection, which finds one wall, and asks him in a flat tone of voice, suggesting disinterest in an answer, if he has a liking for guns. Wiggins barely begins a reply before the Count cuts him off. Now, gentlemen, what is your business? We explain our mission and ask if we may put some questions to him. We take his stony silence as consent to do so. Were you aware that the Grant Arms Company was developing a new weapon for the British government? I knew of such a weapon, of course, but no details concerning it. But since no company compete with our own Krupp works, I was very interested. Do you remember where you were on the evening of March 9th? He raises an eyebrow with the implication of the question. While he is deciding whether to answer or not, he lights a cigarette. We can't help but notice B&H on the cigarette. Finally, he speaks. I recall quite well. I went to the home of Hector del Guerra, military attaché to the Spanish government. Just then, there is a knock on the study door. Herr, oh, Alfred, says a very beautiful young lady as she sweeps into the room and stops short. I'm sorry, Alfred. I wasn't aware you had company. With a great deal more animation than we have seen heretofore, the Count rises, goes to her, and with elaborate ceremony introduces the young blonde woman as his wife.
Mm-hmm.
Together, they make a most incongruous pair. 30 years and 3 inches, the height advantage going to the lady, separate them. The introduction at an end, the Count, there is no other word for it, dismisses her. Turning back to us, he says, "If that is all, gentlemen, it is not a question."
So he doesn't really answer anything.
No, he doesn't. But he was in that. He was in that bar, though. He was in that bar. You know who I think?
The mustachioed man was the butler, not the Count.
Yes, yeah, he was in the bar.
Do you know who I think was behind this whole crime? This little girl here.
Oh.
Say hi. Say hi to everyone. That's all right.
Hey, pretty lady.
Say hi.
Wait, say hi.
She don't care.
I wave hi.
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 All right, get out of here. Get out of here. All right. Granddaughter always popping by for a minute or two. All right. Yeah. So why would he send the butler? Unless the butler was spying on.
Maybe the butler's in on it with her. Maybe the butler's in on it with her. Maybe he's like her bodyguard when she goes there for her little rendezvous.
Could be. We've got to get a chance to talk to her, though.
Yes. And he smokes Benson and Hedges.
Oh, yes.
Well, Bond and Hodge or whatever.
No, it's Benson and Hedges. Yeah, it's B&H's Benson and Hedges. The tobacconist.
Well, I think they changed it in his version.
They changed it in here.
Oh, they did.
Yeah,
they did?
because that's an actual brand name.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's the Hans and Bonds or Bonds
Bonds
and
and
Hans.
Hans.
Bonds and Haas. We're here to tobacco you up.
Yes. Yeah, I have Benson and Hedges too. I thought I'd look.
So, Alfred, how do we get to talk to him?
Wait, who is Alfred? Did I miss something?
Well, here's the thing that you said just then. There's a knock on the study door. Alfred.
No, Alfred. We were talking to him. That's Alfred von Schulenburg.
Yeah, Alfred. It's Count.
It's not the butler. Don't think Batman here.
Yeah, I know.
His name in here just so we remember that.
Do you think we should snoop around Croup Works?
Yeah, check out Krupp Works.
It seems like a thing. I mean, it is the primary competitor for. It sounds like for Grant Arms.
Well, you think about it, the Krupp Works, he knew about this secret weapon for the government, which was cutting in on his business.
Mm-hmm.
I would also check out for grins. I'd go to the tobacconist, B&H.
All right, you want to go there first?
Yeah, I'd check him out.
All right, let's go to B&H Tobacco. Where would that be?
16 Northwest.
16 Northwest?
Yep, 16 Northwest.
All right. Helen, you wanna take a shot at it?
Coming right up. That's Southwest. I need Northwest, please. Southeast, Southwest. Aha, Northwest. Come on. Nope, Southwest again. There we go. 16 Northwest. A salesman identifies the cigarette end as that of a B&H Imperial. It is quite an expensive blend of Turkish and Virginia tobaccos, very strong yet very smooth. It's not a cigarette for the casual smoker, but rather for a connoisseur. Imperials are made to order, are they not? Oh, but of course, the Imperial is a relatively new brand and the client's list is very small and exclusive. May we see that list? The salesman reaches under the counter and pulls out a small ledger. The list has but 12 names. And do you want to show that, Rob, since you have the...
Yep. What page is that
on? 16 Northwest.
16 Northwest. 16 Northwest. Got it.
All the people that are...
Imperials. Henry Higgins, Sir Clayton Partridge, Lord Henry Ragland, Gregory Cardiff, Chester Carley, Richard Mainhart, Emile Zobar, There's a name I've heard before, but we haven't
Mhm.
thought much about.
Yeah, we haven't gone to check him out.
Montgomery, Eustace, Count von Schulenburg, Rudolph Noble, Gilbert Welch, and Richard. I think that's
Camp.
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 Yeah, that's Camp.
Oh, yeah. See, his is much easier to read. Ours is.
Yes, we have that old English handwriting and
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what we're going to do next time when we do this, and we'll do this next week.
Okay.
Do you got time next week, Mo?
Should.
Yeah.
I should.
I'm going to put this underneath the plexiglass, and we're going to
Right on
we're going to circle all the areas that we went to. That way, I don't have to move the camera and change anything, and then we can go from her notes.
Right.
All right, that's the way we're going to do it.
Perfect.
Okay. So we had a list of.
See, give us a chance. We'll get this where it's fun or entertaining at least. All right, so we have this list here. Here's the thing. I still haven't found out AM.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's that one guy, Alexei Markov,
Yeah, Alexei
Meshkov, or whatever his name is.
That was struck in the head while
With the
demonstrating.
tomato. He's the tomato guy. He's
Yeah.
the only
That's right.
AM that jumped out at us yet. Actually, let's look him up.
Oh,
Yeah, let's,
Gibby.
Let's go to
what
the
did
White
Gippy
Pages.
say? What did Gippy say?
Great granddaughter.
Oh my God.
He's just
He's just I wonder if he remembers how to tie his shoes.
well, yeah, of course he does. Velcro.
Yeah.
I will correct my spelling here.
What was his last name?
Meshkov.
Meshkov.
Meshkoff.
MESH.
34.
Alexei Meshkov.
Southwest.
Yeah, 34 Southwest.
34 Southwest? Okay, I'll read that one.
Got to do it in the Russian accent.
Do you want to do it?
No, you can do it.
34 Southwest?
Yes.
At the door of Alexei Meshkov home, we are met by a giant in a Cossack uniform. We ask to see Mr. Meshkov. He gives us a perplexed look and says something in what must be Russian. The only intelligible word was, of which is Meshkov. We repeat our request, and the Cossack says, "Da Meshkov," and he repeats what he first said. Finally, we come to the conclusion that we each could repeat ourselves 1,000 times over, and neither would understand the other. We decide that the better part of valor is to retreat to the nearest pub.
All right, so that was a dead end.
I'm going with language barrier for that
Well,
one.
no, hold on. 34. Hold on. 34.
Southwest.
Hold on. Stay with me, folks, because
Where?
there's something there. So we're going to come back to our thing here. 34 Southwest. Here's the Southwest region. 34 Southwest. Here it is. So where is the nearest pub? The Royal Mews? Well, no, that's what I'm looking
No
here.
one told me to bring a beer.
How about the Royal Mews?
The Royal Mews is not a pub.
Well, I'm reaching.
Let's see.
Um,
What was that? 34 Southwest. All right. So the
Yeah.
closest pubs in the Southwest would be 76 Southwest, which is Ivy Plant. That's the only one in the Southwest. Ivy Plant.
Ivy Plant?
Yeah, it's the 76 Southwest. That's the only public house in the Southwest area of the map.
That's the only pub, huh?
That's the only one in the Southwest. Now, what's the area next to that?
Well, they said the nearest one. That would be Northwest.
Northwest.
Piccadilly Hotel, no. No, there's no pub near there.
20 Northwest would be the Pavilion, and that's it. You have 76 Southwest or 20th Northwest, whichever is closest to that location.
Well, let's go 76. 76.
Southwest is the Ivy Plant.
76 Southwest. Nope, nothing for it.
Yep, so there's nothing there. Let's take a look on this newspaper here. So Gimpy said Velcro, so he does use Velcro.
Nice.
Good to
Or
know.
slip-ons, one of the two.
He must look awesome.
Or Crocs.
Yeah, Crocs. How can we get to her? Lieutenant General Napier Campbell. I'm looking at this. I'm looking at the newspaper, seeing if there's any kind of.
That's what I'm looking for too.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if there's anything in there.
Yeah, I think all of us went that same direction.
What we need to do is how many people, just a show of hands while we're doing this, everybody post in the comments, how many people have this game at home and have not played it yet?
How many hands do you see?
None yet, because no one's
No.
responded.
Okay. All right. There you
There's
go.
a delay. There's actually a double delay because there's the delay.
Well, I was just wondering how many people would actually try to raise their hands.
I did.
Yeah, I know you did.
Kabuki over here is playing 76 trombones.
Thank you.
Suez Canal, the late Emperor William. Diamonds never found. That's nothing there that really sticks out. A daring daytime robbery.
Gimpy has 2, but not this one.
See, I gotta
Oh, a likely story, Gimpy.
Left out. Sorry, Nate. You need to get this version. Either the old cool one, like Helen and I had, or the newer version,
The newer,
which is actually
easier
nicer.
to read version. With
We get the more authentic looking version that you can't read.
the newer version that I got at a bookstore for $10.
Nice.
How you like me now?
Winner, chicken dinner.
I think I got mine off of like a trade table somewhere. So
All right, so
I mean, it's even a Geekway Play to Win title, which tells you how old this thing is.
Look at you. All right, so let's take a look at our notes here. And let's really key in on these notes. If we can. What stands out?
I'm sort of curious about. I don't remember where he first came in. The what's his name? Emil Zobar.
Wasn't he one of the
Where did
shooting
he come
guys?
from?
Yeah. Emil Zobar was second to
Second
last.
bottom, yeah.
All right, let's go visit him, see what we can find out.
I don't know why, but that
There's two people that we talked to. We haven't talked to Lord Raglan and Emil Zobar. And we haven't talked to his wife Beatrice either.
Emil Zobar is 41 West Central.
All right, 41 West Central. You want to read it?
Sure. Let me see if it's in here.
oh Jeep.
All right. Oh, it's a long one.
Good.
All right, here. We find Emil Zobar at home, ill in bed. His housekeeper, who looks nothing like our image of a French maid, shows us the way. We're sorry to disturb you, but nonsense. It is a slight imposition, and your company is quite welcome. To be frank with you, I'm bored to tears. He snaps shut a copy of Alice in Wonderland and reaches into the drawer of the bedstand. He withdraws a cigarette case, which he opens and offers to us. We decline, but can't help but notice the gold leaf B&H. Benson and Hedges for the old school people. Shut the door, if you please. My housekeeper will fuss to no end if she sees me smoking. Would you tell us where you were on the evening of March 9th? Yes, the night of Monsieur Allen's death, I was at Simpson's playing chess all evening. Do you know Richard Camp? But of course, he is employed at Grant Arms Company and is secretly engaged to my niece, Annette Zobar. Why secretly? Because my brother is a most narrow-minded individual, odd for a Parisian, admittedly, but he shrugs. He has a strong dislike for you English. Being a most diplomatic diplomat, he is able to keep it well hidden. Such might not be the case should his only daughter marry an Englishman. I, on the other hand, like and admire the English very much. Richard in particular. And since I'm also inordinately fond of my niece, I agree to involve myself in their conspiracy. Has Mr. Camp ever talked to you about the special project on which he was working? One of the qualities I admire most about the English is their profound sense of loyalty. Richard possesses that quality in the extreme, so no. My association with him is purely social within the situation I have already explained. We thank Monsieur Zobar for his time and wish him a speedy recovery. At the bottom of the stairs on our way out, we hear two female voices conversing in the kitchen. We catch a glimpse of a well-dressed woman whose name, Lady Hilda, stands out from the jumble of French spoken by the housekeeper. We are uncertain of the last name, but it is one syllable and begins with an O or possibly an H, considering the French difficulty with the letter. Curiously, as she sees us, she quickly darts out of view. So we've got to find somebody with a Hilda in her name. Hilda. Hilda, O or H?
Hilda with an I.
Nope.
Hilda, not Helga.
Not Helga. Well, first of all, this tobacco company seems to be an issue.
We've been to Benson.
Well, we've been there. We got their list of people that have bought their stuff.
Right.
Everybody likes their stuff. It's expensive.
Pretty much everybody that's involved in some way.
Because they're all rich people.
Yeah. List of Imperial smokers includes all major players. So no,
and then some. Yeah.
Yeah. No real help there.
No.
Do we know what Simpsons is?
Simpsons. Yes. I wrote down Simpsons somewhere. No, I did not. Simpsons.
Because he was playing chess at Simpsons. So
Simpsons. Where did we see that name before? Simpsons. Let's check with Beatrice though. Beatrice Allen.
Oh wait, we haven't done that yet?
Nope.
Beatrice Allen. That would be not in here. Courtney Allen is 14 Northwest.
That's what I would go with. Let's go to his crib. 14 Northwest.
14 Northwest.
All right, 14 Northwest. All right, here we go. Our interview with Miss Allen is mercifully short. She answers our indelicate questions with a quiet, calm dignity that convinces us she knows nothing of her husband's murder that would be any help to us. All right.
Well, there's a dead end for us.
Thanks a lot there, Beatrice.
And Richard Camp seems to come up a lot. We still haven't talked to Raglan.
Let's go see Raglan. What's his first name?
Lord Raglan.
Well, I don't think.
Well, I would just look to Raglan. Richard Camp and Raglan. Let's go Rag.
Raglan, Lord Henry, 56 Southwest.
All right, 56 Southwest.
Yep.
Remind me to get out a magnifying glass next time. Jeez Louise, this is...
Yeah, definitely need the newer version just for the ease of reading the text.
The ability to read it.
Just be glad, Rob, that you have the newer version, not the older version, because...
All right, Lord Raglan's man, Bunting, admitted us to the residence and shows us into the study to wait. We are almost as impressed by Lord Raglan's establishment as we are with Lord Raglan himself when he arrives. At 30, he is the picture of the English gentleman, impeccably groomed, with a grace and style at once attractive and forbidding. The introductions complete, he separates himself from us by walking to the other side of the desk, seating himself. He asks us to begin. Before we can, however, he notices an envelope on the desk and immediately calls for Bunting. Drummond's has slipped up again. See that this is posted immediately. Excuse me, gentlemen. Debt where a credit should be, or some such. Please begin. On the night of Mr. Allen's murder, he had an appointment with Captain Egan. Yes, the purchasing officer for the Naval Ordnance at the Admiralty. We are working on a secret project for the Admiralty, and Courtney was concerned about one of the engineers, Richard Camp, being a security risk. We discussed it that morning. I gave no credence to the idea. Lord Raglan pauses to reach into a small box from which he draws forth a cigarette which has the B&H printed on it in gold leaf. He inserts it into an ebony cigarette holder, lights it, and leans back. Without our prompting, he continues, No, Camp is a fine fellow, but as a concession to Egan, I removed him from the project and assigned him elsewhere. Tragic, Courtney's death. To think that I had intended to stop by the offices that evening, but was forced to work late at the plant. If I had, perhaps the thief would have thought twice before tackling the two of us. Were you disappointed about not being named president? You were, after all, senior vice president. No, not a bit. Not a bit of it. I'm quite happy in my work in the technical areas. Administrative matters do not interest me. Besides, one of Marlow's conditions of employment was that he was to succeed Courtney when Courtney retired. Of course, that would have not been for many years. Thank you, Lord Raglan. So what have we learned here? Number one, somehow this Richard Camp could have murdered Courtney for Philip Marlow. We have to find, I think Philip Marlow, it's obvious, but Philip Marlow.
Or Alfred's butler could have done it too, but we can't talk to him. There's no lead on him.
Right.
I don't know, Kabuki. I don't know. Kabuki's asking how much did Benson and Hedges pay to get plugged in this game so many times?
Apparently not enough because it's
They
not
did.
newer editions.
Well, the whole thing is it's said to be something else, Bonds and Hodge or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Bonds and Hodge.
Or whatever.
Bonds and Hans.
Bonds and Hans. What was the name of the company?
Grant Arms.
Grant Arms.
Didn't we already poke around there once?
No, we haven't.
Oh.
We have yet to go to Grant Arms.
That would be in the back.
Well, you would think Grant Arms 5EC.
5 East Central.
Heart of Linden.
5EC. You walk in and nothing.
You walk in and the murderer says, "I did it," and you win.
Oh my goodness, that's
Wow, this is like.
Do you want me to read it, Rob?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. By prearrangement, we meet Constable Beadle behind the Grant Arms Company in the alley parallel to Leonard Street. I noticed a strange lump up the alley. I knew right off that something was amiss. My instinct for the out of place, you might say. Watch your step there. The cobbling hereabouts is in a bad way. Many a jagged edge just made for tripping a man. We have strolled 30 feet or so from the base of a stairway that leads to the offices of Grant Arms to arrive at the juncture of a T formed with another alley that leads to Old Street. It was right here, and sad to say, it was not a lump at all. Now the victim was lying on his back, the force of the bullet having thrown him backwards. The briefcase was lying right beside the body, waist high. The wallet was lying a few feet away. The victim's overcoat was thrown open and his pocket watch was missing, but part of the chain was still attached to his vest. He was quite dead, but there was still some warmth in his bare hands, so I couldn't have missed the blighter by much. Now, I figure the perpetrator must have hid in that shed just up this second alley. When the victim approached, he jumped out and fired point blank. As you can see, it's but 5 feet from the shed to where the body lay. We thank Constable Beadle for his time and trouble. He goes back on patrol, but we linger a moment longer at the scene. From the shed, Wiggins calls to us. Seems both Scotland Yard and our perpetrator have been quite careless. His open palm reveals the remains of a cigarette. On it are the letters, wait for it, BH, in gold leaf. The tip end is pinched evenly all around, which I believe is a cigarette holder. Beaming, Wiggins suggests that we adjourn to the offices of the Grant Arms Company to interview Allen's private secretary. Our unorthodox means of entry via the back stairway startles a young man we meet in the corridor. Fair-haired and pleasant-featured, he turns out to be William Linhart. After introductions are made and we are seated in Linhart's office, Wiggins asks him a question that has been nagging all of us since the beginning. What was Mr. Allen doing in the alley? Anytime he worked after hours, which was often, he would leave by that back way. It was a short walk to Old Street, where the traffic was heavier and a cab more likely to be hailed. So anyone who had a passing knowledge of Mr. Allen's habits, company employees, or even business acquaintances would certainly have been aware of that practice. Yes, that's so. That evening, Mr. Allen was scheduled to meet with a Captain Egan at 8:30. Can you tell us who Captain Egan is? He's the ordnance officer in charge of purchasing for the Admiralty. Do you know what the meeting was about? He and Mr. Allen met often to discuss the special project undertaken for the Admiralty some months ago, but I was unaware of that particular meeting. Mr. Allen regularly delivered progress reports, but always during the day, and always made the appointments. I remember that Mr. Allen asked me to put the SP number 10A folder into his briefcase. It surprised me because I was not aware of an appointment with Captain Egan. Could you tell us about this special project? It is very secret, but I suppose I can say that it involves the development of a new type of naval gun. Were there problems with the project? None that I am aware of. Mr. Allen was very concerned about security, though. While we do sell arms to foreign powers, there are certain weapons that are reserved exclusively for our own government. Special project number 10A was such a one. Was Mr. Allen's concern over security based on a specific incident or centered on a specific person? The existence of the project was common knowledge, so I'm sure he expected a certain amount of, spying. He called in Lord Raglan to discuss the matter after several strange people were seen hanging around the Devereux Street plant. Why would the plant be under surveillance? All the technical data, blueprints, formulas, that type of thing are housed there. Our offices here are entirely administrative. Mr. Allen's brother believes that he was having an affair at the time of his death. Realizing that this is a delicate matter, would you know who the lady might have been? No, I don't. Over the years, I have always known about Mr. Allen's peccadilloes, but only in the most general way. We'd be working and something would trigger a cryptic remark that obviously had to do with his personal life. For example, just after the International Arms Fair opened, he received a scented letter on pink stationery. Later that day, he was dictating a memo to Lord Raglan when he stopped and picked it up. He took a whiff of it and said aloud, "Women often marry for a title, but they won't necessarily fall in love for one." Then he laughed and went on with the memo. "You're now secretary of the new president, Mr. Marlow?" "Yes." He was Mr. Allen's hand-picked successor, which perfectly illustrates the kind of man Mr. Allen was. There was no love lost between them, and yet, recognizing Marlow's outstanding business acumen, he named him as his heir, so to speak. "Thank you, Mr. Linhart. You've been very helpful." I'm going to take a break now.
Yeah. Just real quick, Kabuki, what we're going to do is anything that's in the edition I have is going to be...
we're going on Rob's edition.
We're going on my edition. So when somebody's reading, I'm following along, making sure there's no changes.
Right.
And so far, we've been dead on.
Well, yeah, I mean, other than we have Bonds and Hans rather than Benson and Hedges.
Yeah.
Right.
A minor change.
A minor change.
So what did we learn from Grant Arms? Because I was reading rather than taking notes.
Well, honestly, they keep on trying to point towards Marlow. So hold on, I'm gonna bring us up front. So they keep on trying to point us towards Marlow. I don't think it's Marlow. Okay, more because it's just too obvious. Yes, he has every reason on the planet to get him. He wasn't going to die anytime soon. They weren't very good friends and all that stuff. But this whole mistress thing, and it just
Mhm.
happens to tie in with the Countess. So here's where I'm kind of thinking with this. Okay, the Count and the Countess were in on this. She was set up, well, not set up, but sent by the Count to try to find out about this project. Where better to talk than be behind
Pillow talk. Yeah.
a little pillow talk. Okay. They did not like the fact that they all knew about this Project 10, but for some reason I got a feeling that this Count had something to do with this and to set up his murder. Now, here's the thing, and let me just finish my theory.
Yeah. No, I had a thought too. So
Now, could Phil been in on it? Because that last paragraph just told us something very, very key there. Is that the only way you knew that he would leave was if you had worked there. So does it tie in with somebody that works there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is there a deal between Philip Marlowe and this Count? Go ahead, Helen.
Well, I mean, I'm sort of wondering, like, I kind of zeroed in on the fact that that the after hours meeting was unusual,
Mm-hmm.
which sort of suggests to me, at least, that for whatever reason, Courtney was going outside the normal communication lines. And there's lots of mention about there being like a concern over security, which is being blamed on
this Richard Camp.
But Richard Camp isn't in the. I mean, why wouldn't, if the concern was truly Camp, why would Alan feel the need to meet with the Admiralty guy after hours in a very unusual meeting about this particular project? So I'm wondering if it's not something in chain of command.
What do you think?
Yeah, I'm trying to look up, see if we can find that Deverell, because they mentioned that in there too, and we've not gone there yet.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if it might be worth visiting there and seeing what we could pick up there, because you're right. It would have to be someone who knew him from within the business, or someone that knew somebody that worked in the business that could tell that person to hit him.
Somehow associated with the project, because it says, like, you know, his business acquaintances would have been aware also.
So we're 2 hours in. Let's draw a line here. All right. What are the first things that we want to check next week? All right. So you said the Deverell?
Deverell, yeah, we need to go there.
How do you spell that again? Because I closed my book like a brilliant person.
I'm trying to see where it is in here.
Oh, I just had it. Hold on.
Yeah, like the brilliant person that I am.
I took off my glasses, which is...
Where is it?
So we're all making brilliant moves right now.
Okay, it was Deverell, because it says the existence of the project was common knowledge. So I'm sure he expected a certain amount of, spying. He called in Lord Raglan to discuss the matter after several strange people were seen hanging around the Deverell Street plant.
The Deverell Street plant, which is that is their R&D / manufacturing.
Yeah, where would that be?
So I'm thinking, but I mean, and Lord Raglan is the one that's he's the head of R&D, right?
Yep. And one other thing, we need to talk to this Richard Camp.
Yeah.
At some point. All right, we're going to have to talk to him at some point.
I'm just more and more I'm getting the feeling that there's some I don't know where the connection is, but there's some sort of foreign espionage, and we talked earlier about the
Germans.
Yeah, the Germans, but we'd also talked about the fact that Lord Raglan was, passed over, and that's often
you're open to getting, influenced by a foreign power at that point.
Right.
All right. So when we come back, there's a couple of things that we need to do. Okay. And next week, what we're going to do is we are going to
Okay. Good thing Good thing we're wrapping up this week because I'm about ready to run out of room on my page.
Yeah, and you're gonna have to tighten all that stuff.
Oh,
I know
mess
you.
with it.
Well, Billy's mother had a birthday on Thursday the 8th. He had that. He met with the girl on Thursday the 8th. The 9th, plant a.m. surprise. 8 a.m. there was a surprise at the plant.
Yeah, what was that surprise?
He was supposed to meet with Captain Egan. He never made it. Barnister's mine. That's a place that we're going to have to check out. Or Brixton's mine. Brixton mine. So mark that down. Spanish. And then he was supposed to be where? He was supposed to be at an embassy. Which was it?
What is the Brixton Mine? Is that a restaurant or a pub? Or?
Oh, hold on. It might be, but also don't forget the U.S. Embassy. We haven't included that.
Yeah.
He had a thing for 3:30 p.m. on the 10th.
That's 18 Southwest. If you want to keep notes on
The
which
U.S.
one's
Embassy
which.
is 18 Southwest.
Yeah, U.S. Embassy is 18 Southwest.
Okay.
All right. So let's start with those things.
Right.
All right. And that's what we'll do next time we come together on this. We will solve this case one way or another.
One way or the other.
I will work on
reading through this small direction.
Yeah.
And I've got a few ideas how to improve this to make it even better. So we will definitely improve on the first one. Well, you know, the first time you do something like this, you kind of learn, you know, it's just not like a regular board game.
And if you have the game at home, play along, break out your first case.
Yeah.
The Munitions Magnate. And that's why I was saying before, if you've got it, break it out and we'll all work through it together.
And also, if you have a camera,
Yep.
you're more than welcome to join us here. We're going to add some people in from the audience that want to come in and help us. We've got 10 whole cases to solve in this. 10. We're on case 1.
2 hours in, and we're still on
2 hours into case 1. No, that's
the
all
first
right.
one. Just think there's the first one. As you go get to case 10, then you're going to have 10 newspapers to look through, as well as all the notes.
So I hope you guys enjoyed this, especially it's a little something different on Board Game Geek. Don't forget to check out Mo at Mo's Game Table, of course, our good friend. Helen, who's always helping us, who is half the brains behind Rob's Tabletop World on YouTube and Twitch.
Who's the other half if she's half?
Me. It was fun just to come together and try something a little different.
Yeah.
I think there's ways that we can make this a lot of fun. And if this is something that you're interested in, maybe watch half this and then go, okay, I'm going to try to solve it myself. We always try to make it fun for you guys. The new edition is at Miniature Market. You guys can get Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective, the Baker Street Irregulars. This is the latest edition that just came out recently, which sparked this whole thing. And we're just going to keep on playing. All right. For myself, for Mo, and Helen.
One last thing.
Go ahead.
If you guys are not checking out my channel, Mo's Game Table, come on over and come visit us on Tuesday night, where we're going to have Rob on our show, Whiskey Charlie.
Oh, there you go. A little plug
Ooh,
there.
I may actually have to come on over there and check it out.
Come check it out, Helen.
Check it out.
I don't often catch I don't often get to catch Whiskey Charlie because Tuesday night's rough for me. But.
That's all right. We're going to be there on Tuesday night.
Yep.
All right, everybody. Thanks so much. And until next time, it's your old pal Rob and Mo and Helen. We shall see you guys soon.
Later, everybody.
See you guys.